What did it say to him? It says, but that you will go to the land of my birth and get a wife for my son Isaac. The King James Version says, but thou shalt go unto my country and to my kindred and take a wife unto my son Isaac. How many of us are familiar with this story? For the sake of time, I don't want to keep reading and reading. But just to establish something, we say the best gift you can give to yourself and your children to come is being married to the right person. How do you get that done? That comes to our theme for this edition. Who to date? I'm going to define what dating is and all of that. But let's go this way. So, with the right person. From where we read, it is the backing, the support of the word of God, signifying something that you don't just pick a life partner from anywhere. In Canaan land where Abraham was, as at the time where he spent his life to old age, I don't want you to think that he did not see beautiful ladies that he could pick. He saw quite a number of them. But he was teaching any guy that you can have stuff to do with in relationship. If you mean to fulfill purpose on earth, if you want to be relevant about yourself, and you want to achieve your goals in life, I tell you, being with the wrong person can cost you a lot. It can bring a lot of setbacks. So right from the beginning, why you still have the time as young people is to intentionally, it is that important. That was why Abraham made his chief servant to swear. He said, not that when I am gone in death, you will now, people can change their mind. So he made him to swear. He said, please, take a wife for my son from among these people. Go to my country. Go to my kindred. And that's teaching you today. Your family, the family of God, is your kindred. The family of God, God's people, that's your own country. That's your own family. So you don't go from, I'm trying to tell you, to teach you that for some of you that feel, is it not to just get married? Provided he does not stop me from going to church. Provided he does not stop me from achieving my whatever. And so even Muslims, sorry to say this, we have Christian young men and young ladies with their senses intact, going into intimate relationships with people of the other religion. That is not healthy for you. You don't speak the same language. You are not on the same page. Look, marriage relationship is beyond the wedding date. We're talking about a lifetime. Someone you are going to spend the rest of your life together with. So you cannot afford to toy with it. Because if you have dreams, big dreams that you want to achieve here on earth, like I said, then you cannot afford to toy with. Because on a daily basis, you are going to be living with whatever you get from this person. And the person you are with determines the kind of children you are going to raise. It determines the kind of home, family you are going to get. That is why we say, in fact, the panelists, they made my work so easy. It's as if they have seen my notes, particularly in that aspect of discovering yourself. You need to first of all know who you are. Not just my name is Adeola. Oh, what are my values in life? What are my expectations in life? What is my dreams? What do I want to achieve in life? How do I achieve this? What can I tolerate? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? You need to establish all this. What do I like? What do I enjoy doing or not doing? Who do I want to be with? What do I want to do? Where am I going in life? And the achievements and what have you. How emotionally stable. How can you tell? To what extent are you sociable enough? Are you sociable? Can you see? Relationship is about sharing what you have got and will get with someone for the rest of your life. Hello? That's what relationship is leading you into. You have something already. Like you've got weight. I'm not talking about size. You are thick socially, spiritually, mentally you are stable, and otherwise, educationally, and thank God for the way Barrister put it. It doesn't necessarily have to be going to the university. That's fantastic if you can. But even skill acquisition is part of what we are talking about. So you have to be stable on your own, or you're on your way to achieving that before you get into sharing that with somebody. So if you've not gotten enough of this, hey, it is not yet time. Don't have this kind of mindset like when we were in those days. They were talking about rapture. And a close friend of mine, then we were in secondary school, he said, don't mind these people. They have lived their lives. They have achieved their dreams. They are married now. They are telling us rapture. That rapture should wait. Let's live our own life, Jare, and all of that. So when we are talking like this, some guys will be in their mind, we are saying they should not, when I have a whole life in front of me. See, relationship, intimate relationship, and with marriage in view, it's not something you go into casually. Having established that, what is dating? I heard some of us said, I don't want to use the word dating. When we chose this theme, asked me, he said for a Christian, he said for Christians, do we use the word dating? Whether you use the word dating or you use the word, what is the other word? I like to correct that. Now, the truth is, you don't just go into cups. They are just terms. Dating particularly is a word coined by the Americans on trying to get to know someone. That's just what dating is about. There's no big deal in dating. It is in your mind that when you hear dating, you are thinking sex. You are thinking intimate relationships. If I invite Joy for a date, or I'm taking Joy out for a date, I just want to know her in person. That's just what dating is about. So don't think beyond that. It is because you have been thinking about, too much that you complicate issues. That's why you'll be thinking dating. What are they talking about? Christians talking about dating? It's no big deal. So two people just trying to know themselves beyond hello, hi. That's just it. For instance, in a church setting like this, or in your classroom, in your class, you have a lot of ladies and guys. Please, anybody who has to go, do we have the snacks ready? Hello? Is Funke back? Please, can you give us 5 minutes so that you go with your pack? Thank you. So you see, it's just stages. Now, you can't just in a church, like we are seated like this, and you just sit with somebody and you are discussing. It's not sociable enough. So, when the activities or the process of, please, I'd like to know you better. If you wouldn't mind, can we meet somewhere and know each other better? That's just it. Courtship, when you have known yourself a little bit and you want to see if you could have intimate, have something to do together. How can we, and what I mean is trying to bring my expectations and my likes, my favorite and whatever on table, my beliefs in life and your belief, to see if we are compatible. Okay, I saw this lady, I'm interested in her. How can we know each other better? So you create that time. You go to healthy places like going to movies, going for programs. I say healthy places, so right? To be able to know each other well. And when that has been established and you have now consented, there's a move to just jump and say, yes, let's start preparing for wedding. You need to take out time to study yourselves. And I said it involves, it's a process. A process, let me read what a process is to you from here. What is a process? Where do I have that? A process is a series of actions or steps taken in order to achieve a particular end. Series of actions or steps. So, these are things you do in order to know each other better. Like I said, going on a movie. Now, when you go on a date, you don't just see. A lot of time, when you go out, as you are seeing me like this, I know when they take you out on a date, the only thing you are doing is you are carried away with the fancy food things and all of that. I want you to always remember the reason why you are there. This process, these whole steps and stages we are talking about, the intention. When you are talking of dating, relationship and all that, it is your intention, like I said earlier, what you have in mind that can tell the kind of dating you are doing. We have different kinds of dating. We don't have time to go into all that. People date for different reasons. But in the concept of what we are talking about, like you and I know, that's why I'm limiting it to this kind of dating. So when you go out on a date, there's a reason why you are with this person. And please, your parents, your guardian, they need to know who you are with. So, this person asked me out or invited me out. We are going to discuss. You need to let your mommy, your daddy know where you are going. Please, it's very, very important. So while you are there, I want you to know why you are there. Why am I here? Now, if we are in church or in a class, this person cannot be himself. It won't be herself. There's a room for, a lot of people, the forming thing, they trying to be who they are not, and what have you. Why are you looking at me like that? Don't you form? Don't you know the attitude you put on just to impress people, impress girls and all of that? But in dating, when you go out for such, you need to be very, very sincere with yourselves. Because you are trying to consider if you have a future together with that person. So if you come up with forming and faking things, you are not doing yourself any good. It's very, very possible. Girls, young, especially girls, especially guys, they form a lot. That's why you should not be carried away. See, for your information, the shoes he's having on his foot might not be his own. It's possible he borrowed them. It's possible he borrowed the shirt. It's possible he borrowed money to be able to have his pocket thick for that outing. So it is not enough that you are dating somebody or somebody asks you out. There's a reason why there are reasons, in fact, not just a reason. So as you are there, what do you care for? What do you care for? The person, you're asking the lady and he's answering. Okay, she's listening, what you are taking notes in your mind. Is that not so? You are taking notes. Is she extravagant? Is she considerate? She patient for the guy, for the lady now. You are trying to watch out. Intentionally, you raise topics, around life. I'm giving you an expo now. Is that not so? Intentionally, come up with topics about life. As he's answering, you are learning. Don't just be carried away with his pointed nose, with the designers he's putting on, and with what is not hair, big lips or the hair, the wig she's carrying. Don't just be carried away with those things, because like I told you, you don't know if he is the owner self. But you are there to learn character. How does this person handle issues? What are his views generally about life? So intentionally you ask questions like, what are your dreams like? What are your passions? What are you passionate about? These are questions you ask yourself. What are you passionate about? In the next 5 years from now, where do you hope to be? That's when you know someone that is going somewhere. And if he does not have any plan, just living his life, the day will break. When it is morning, when it is night, day will break. And day break, life continue, no? If it's that kind, in that category, you will know. If he's going somewhere, you will know. I am not saying someone has to be rich, but he should be on his or her way somewhere. Hello? So these are the things you go out, you create time to know about each other. You can't learn that in your house and you are making calls. On phone, any conversation can go on. I said you have to be intentional, and it is a process that involves activities and steps. These are the steps that I'm telling you. So you work at it. You need to create time to be with each other. Okay? Create time to be with each other when nobody is there. So you raise questions about life and try to know what is in this person. So don't just go and order for ice cream and you are just throwing corns in your mouth and you forgot about what brought you there and you are not talking about anything relevant. Even when you are seated in a movie, you will know, you are trying to study each other. You are trying to study his patience level, her tolerance level, the way she handles conflict, and the rest of them. When you are with your friends, intentionally meet him or her with your friends once in a while. How does it relate with your friends? How does it relate with your family? How does she relate with your family? People that are dear to you, how does he or she relate with them? What you need to know, what is his or her intentions or belief about family in marriage? Because hello, you are not marrying just the partner, the man or the lady. Please, I like to disabuse your mind. Don't be in that class of people. Feel, provided they like me, provided she likes me, I am okay. No, you are marrying into a family. Don't be deceived. Because you will discover large, definitely you are going to discover, whether you prepare for it or not, that this person came from a family. So these are things you should find out about. Are his family? Now, when you have known some basic things about yourself in dating, courtship now, like I said earlier, there's mutual understanding of yourselves and of the relationship. We want to work something out. We want to see if it can work out to spend the rest of our lives together. So at this level in courtship or relationship, a relationship, meaning there's mutual agreement already. And then you are now committed to the person to some safe extent. Hello? Are we confused in any way? No. So we can now tell between dating and courtship. Is that not so? Or that I'm in relationship. There's a difference, slight difference between courtship